Hey guys, Jonathan here at the Shadow Foam Workshop, and it's finally finished. We have finally finished every area of this workshop. I'm absolutely in love with it. I think it's amazing. And in this video, we're going to show you how we got this workshop to this point. So when it comes to our workshop, the place to start is the Milwaukee power tool wall, which is a really recent build. So let us show you that quickly.
Now, before we go back to Jono cutting the shadow foam, remember to subscribe.
So that is all the Milwaukee power tools we've got. And in this video, we're going to be taking all of this and creating an epic Milwaukee power tool wall. But let's get into it. Right, so we've got the foam, a 30mm and a 70mm. What we'll do now is we'll put these 30mm backer in place, then we'll take the thicker sheet, we'll put a layout together, and then we can start cutting. Seeing as we've got so much shadow foam to cut here, there is a lot of items. I think I'm going to need some help. So you may remember Dylan from our Teaching the Apprentice video.
Oh, looks like I've got a bit of a problem here.
Well, he's still here and he's going to help me cutting this power tool wall today. And cameraman Matt, you can't just sit there filming it, you're going to help as well today. And all we have to do is place the item where we want it to go, cut around it, and then peel back the foam. Looks pretty good. I thought I gave you a scalpel. Have you done this with your teeth? Nah, you've done a good job, guys, honestly. That's a good start. But before we get any further, I want to cut this logo in. Now we've done that, let's get back on to cutting the tools in. All that's left is to get it up in the wall and see what it looks like. And that is everything in, and that is already looking epic. I'm not too happy with this teal logo. I thought teal was a good choice, but I think I'm going to change that. And that looks a lot better to me. I think the red really pops. I am so buzzing with how good that looks. I think that's got to be one of my favourite ever power tool walls. This is kind of where it all started with shadow foam. I had one of these boxes that I got cheap from eBay. And then the second one I actually bought from Machine Mark themselves, but it was kind of this huge roll cab with all of the drawers that initially wanted me to get all my tools organised in foam. So quite a key piece of shadow foam history there. But on to the next wall. This is our Makita power tool wall, and we use this every single day because we're building all of the time at Shadow Foam. So having these tools to hand, you can see they've been used. They're still clean, we still wipe them down, but I love them. And we've got the batteries here in a stealth mount. We've got our charger mounted on the wall, and I'll show you quickly how we made this. So for version 2 of the wall, we're going to change up the logo, we're going to change up the layout, we're going to set up a battery charger and battery mounts. So let's get started. So we'll test fit off foam first, make sure that this fits. Yeah, so I can see that's going to fit there perfectly. Great stuff. What we're going to do, I'm going to cut all the way through, but that'll give us that two-tone effect. So if something's missing, we'll see the red colour showing through. And then we'll get on to figuring out the layout. I think we've got a layout there. I'm pretty happy with that. So we can take them all away and we'll find the exact centre and we'll put a shield there and we'll cut shadow foam in. So that's the next job. That looks pretty good. So next thing, I've got my scalpel ready to go and we can start cutting some foam. Now this here is a big time save what we're going to show you. We save all of the pieces that we cut out. So when we now use spray glue and go over the top, we don't have to worry about getting any overspray inside all of the nice neat cutouts we've just done. And once we've given it a full coating all the way around, we can just pull out all of the shapes and then glue it up on the wall. And that is everything I want to do over that side. So right, let's see what it looks like. So following on from that, we've got our second Clarke box. This is actually the original one that I had, and this one is all organised in foam. So this one is the ultimate organised toolbox. And we've got loads of videos on this, so go and check the playlist. You can see how we've organised some of the drawers. I won't show them all to you now, but we've got a couple of them that look really, really cool. All organised in shadow foam. We've used a few different colours and they really do pop. So hopefully, if you want to see more of that toolbox, you can go back through the channel and take a look. Following on from that, we've got our epic French Cleat tool wall. I love this because it's so accessible, it's so easy. These panels are all on a French Cleat and they're all actually IKEA picture frames. They've got a 45-degree French Cleat on. They're just a picture frame with a pinned backing, a piece of foam, dead easy, and it's so effective. And just to show you how easy it is, it's a 3-step process. Here you go.
3, 2, 1.
All our tool wall is going to be built around these Santa head frames from IKEA that we picked up. The next part of the project is to get these lengths of pine strip wood mounted on this wall, and we've got to cut a 45-degree on the back. So the next thing is we've got 14 of these from IKEA, these picture frames, and we've had a look at them, and the back panel is just a little bit weaker than we need it to be. So we're going to utilise the outside frame, but we're going to be cutting down some 9mm MDF panels. We can basically take this thin backer out, put a solid piece in the back. We can then just put 3 pins on each edge. So what we end up with is a really quick and easy, but really solid tool frame. And this will fit a piece of 50mm foam in it. And then obviously we'll put a French Cleat on the back, and then it can mount on this wall. And we've got space for, like I say, 7 and 7. So 14 to do. Let's get the other 13 done. Right, so now we've finally got the wall done, we can cut some foam, and we're going to be starting with this top center tool panel here. All we've got to do is position it where you want it to go, put a little bit of light pressure so it doesn't move, and then essentially just cut around it. That looks the business. I'm really pleased with that. So following on from that, we've also got our workbench, which is a pretty epic build. That was all built from scratch using some cupboards that we already had. We actually want to build a workspace over here. And we're going to be using 2 of these cabinets. We're going to upcycle them into a little workstation over here. So the plan is to raise these off the ground, and then we'll put a length of the same counter that we've got here, which we got from B&Q, on the top, and we'll build a frame around it. First thing is get the miter saw in here, get that squared up, and then we can start building the base. I think we're going to have just enough timber, you know. We got very, very lucky here. Right, so that's the base finished. What I want to do now is move all of this out of the way. We'll put that base in its position. We can then build the sides, and then we can basically put the cabinets in place and build around them then. We're going to give it a quick sand, and we're going to paint it dark grey to match this cabinetry we did over here. We've just screwed down this worktop into place, which is really solid. And we've also glued on this end strip and then trimmed it in, so that looks pretty good. And overall, the workbench has come out really nicely, and it's made a big impact in this space. It feels a lot tidier here already. So I hope you enjoyed this workshop tour. It's an ever-changing workshop in here. We're shooting videos in here all the time, and we're always looking for ways to improve and change the space. So let us know in the comments what you'd like to see, and let us know in the comments what you would use this workshop for, what builds you'd like to see, what builds you would do. I read every comment, and I love seeing all the comments and support on the channel. On top of that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out, and it's great to see all the new subscribers that have joined recently. And if you click the bell icon, you won't miss any of our future videos. So with all that being said, thanks very much for watching the video. It's been great to have you, and we'll see you next time.